Hi there, this is Ryan Houchin with Southwest Exteriors. Today we are looking at the Marvin Ultimate Window. And we're going to take a dive into this window and give you some of the features and benefits. We're going to look at the design and the functionality to really help you decide if this is the right window for you. Today, we're going to look at the Marvin Ultimate Window. Now, within the Marvin product line, there's several different levels of window, kind of really encompassing a broad spectrum of customizations, capabilities, that kind of thing. Today, the Ultimate Window is the upper end of the Marvin product line. Now, Marvin has been located over 100 years in War Road, Minnesota. They're really a pillar, foundation of that town up there. The way that they not only make their products, but they employ people from War Road and really play a tremendous role in the infrastructure of that entire area. So we're going to take a look at the product today. So if you're looking for design capability, there's going to be no better window for you than the Marvin Ultimate. With this window, you have over 19 different exterior standard colors, plus unlimited color customization. Meaning if you wanted to do your own color to match a roof or your shutters or something on the exterior of your home, unlimited capabilities. Now on the interior, there are 7 different interior wood species that you can choose from and an unlimited amount of stains or paint finishes. You can also get this window in a pre-finished white, which is what you see here, which has a very classic, very crisp, very clean look to it. And that comes pre-finished from the factory. On the exterior, what you'll find is a wood-clad, aluminum-clad exterior. So again, from a durability standpoint, protecting the wood against the harsh climate that we have here in South Texas has been built in to this window. So that aluminum cladding really does protect the wood and helps it against the heat, the weather, the humidity that we typically have here almost year round in South Texas. So both of those things kind of working together. Interior give you all the beauty and all the aesthetics that you could hope for. On the exterior with this cladding system, it really does give you a long-lasting barrier, almost an armor, if you will, to the window with that aluminum cladding protecting it from the heat, the humidity, and the intense sunlight that typically wood doesn't agree with too much. We have over 10 different hardware finishes that you can choose from, expanding the whole scope, the whole range from brass tones to bronze tones in several different variations, plus several different nickel tones as well. If you're looking to customize a window for precisely what you want to have inside your home, there's going to be nothing better than the Marvin Ultimate. Now with the grids here, as you can see here, this is a true simulated divided light. And what it has is basically a raised profile to the interior. It has a spacer bar in between the exterior and the interior panes of glass. So there's a spacer bar in here. And then on the exterior, you see that it has a raised profile grille as well. And that is called a simulated divided light. Now additionally, Marvin offers a true grille between the glass in which the exterior and interior panes of glass would be smooth. There'd be no protrusion on the grille. It would be encased in between the glass. And then the third option is kind of what you see here with the simulated divided light without the interior spacer bar. So if we were to look down in between the panes of glass, we'd see a void as opposed to what we have here where we are actually seeing the grille between the glass in between these two grills. So those are the options that Marvin offers for customization. And again, clearly, this is the pinnacle in the market as far as customizations and giving you as a homeowner the ability to really do anything you want with this window. So now there are over 20 some odd different configurations of windows from Marvin Ultimate, meaning casements, awnings, kind of a hopper window, a push and turn casement. What we're looking at here, there's over 20 different styles like that. What we're looking at here is a double hung. So we're going to show you real quickly how that operates and how easy it is One of the very unique things with Marvin is their hardware, with the Marvin Ultimate, is their locking mechanism. And as you can see here, this one has it. It's a traditional kind of cam look. So very, very similar to really old windows. So it maintains a lot of that classic design and classic look in a more modern functionality. So basically, to unlock our window, what we do is we simply turn this cam lock to the right, and then basically we have the ability to operate the window. It goes up and down just as smooth as can be. The bottom sash moves as well as the top sash. So again, we have dual ventilation capabilities, if you were wanting to do that. The way that works with the tilt wash is basically what we do is if this is in the lock position like that, it's a really nice feature. All you do is push it down and it auto locks. What we do is we again disengage the lock and the keeper mechanism. We raise the bottom sash just slightly. And there's a little button here on the top, basically. So what we do is we depress that button, move the cam lock to the right, and that will allow us to disengage the bottom sash for the tilt wash functionality. Okay? Then all we do is simply pull down. You can see how easy that is. I'm doing that with one finger. I mean, it's just amazing. The mechanism, the balance system in this Marvin Ultimate window is just unreal how well it performs. But you can see how easy I'm lifting that. There's these little finger holes again back up in here that really stay out of the way. So again, you're not having any kind of additional latches or hardware that detract from the aesthetics of this window. Marvin has built all of that functionality into some very hard to see hardware pieces which don't take away from the aesthetic of the window. So again, you can see here with this window, aesthetics they're uncompromised. There's not going to be anything in this window that takes away from the aesthetics in any way, shape, or form. But you can see here these little finger releases. That's how you disengage the top sash to utilize the tilt functionality. So to close that, we just do basically the reverse of that process. We bring up our upper sash. I disengage again, especially with a wood frame window. Anytime you have a genuine wood frame window, the last thing you want to do is just slam these sash back into the main frame, because it will mar the finish and most likely the wood, if you do it hard enough, on the exterior of the mainframe. And you don't want that, obviously, if you're paying to have an upgraded window like this. So we got to be very careful with it, very delicate. Depress our finger tabs and simply move that sash back into the window frame, nice and easy. Then we are back to activating and operating just like normal. Now it's much the same on the bottom sash. So all we got to do here is, again, you can see this little push button on the top of the lock, the cam lock. All we got to do here is push that button again, swivel the cam lock counterclockwise, and then basically move that sash right back into the frame. Again, we don't want to do where these are where these are extended right here and just slam it back into the frame, because it will mar and it will nick the frame. So we're going to depress the button, move the cam lock to the right, and then simply just easily move it right back into the frame, release, and then we're back to operating mode. So again, really stunning hardware concept that Marvin has. Again, not only aesthetics that are uncompromised, but functionality that follows suit. And then to lock it, basically pressing down and the cam lock auto engages. So what we're going to do next is take a real quick look at how this screen comes off. It's super easy. It does have to be removed toward the exterior, but then can be pulled inside the house. If you see down here, there's these little locking tabs. All I'm going to do is pull those inward simultaneously, which means I'm going to be in the way here. And then basically this screen, if you're on a second story, is meant to be brought right into the house. And then it just goes on much in the reverse order, where we would put it in here. And then have the tabs engage back into the frame. All right, so with the Marvin Ultimate, what we're seeing increasingly here in Texas is the emergence of a lot of stucco construction. With this window, we can install this in stucco no problem. If you have existing stucco banding, the little trim around your windows, there's absolutely no problem at all. If we do not have that existing stucco banding, most likely that stucco banding is going to need to be accomplished and installed after the window is installed in your wall. So with the Marvin Ultimate and all of the Marvin product lines, they exclusively use cardinal glass. So again, you have the best, most robust glass, residential glass in the entire marketplace. Now that does come with an argon fill in between the panes and a specified low E 366 coating on the glass to help with the heat and the glare of the sun coming through the glass itself. All right, now as we look at the warranty for the Marvin Ultimate, we believe it's best to speak in details, not general terms, when we look at the warranty. So for all the details of the warranty, all you have to do is click on the link below, and that'll take you to a place where you can find all that information. Okay, so as we've looked at the Marvin Ultimate window, if you're trying to decide if this window is for you or not, really if you're looking for uncompromised aesthetics and customization, meaning you want to be able to do exactly what you want, the way you want it done, and you're looking for a level of efficiency that's off the charts in terms of how this window is going to perform year-round for you. And let's be honest, if you're looking to be okay with spending more to get more, then the Marvin Ultimate window is precisely for you. Again, this is Ryan Houchin from Southwest Exteriors. We really appreciate you stopping by to see how we might be able to help you get the look you love coming home to.
If you want more home solutions, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. You can also leave a comment below if you have any other questions. We'd love to hear from you.